Hey everybody, welcome back to CALLOUS Invitational 5. We are officially in the 4th round, and in my opinion, not that it's not serious from the start, but round 4 is, in my opinion, where it gets really serious. At this point, if you're still alive, you have 2 wins, and that means you're having yourself a good tour. The worst you can do is 2-2, which doesn't sound that exciting on paper, but in this tour, that is a totally solid, upper half finish. It's really hard to get wins in this tour. The player quality is just so good. Everybody is so capable, and it's just really, really hard to win at all. So if you've got 2 of them in this tour, you did something right. Pairings from here on out are going to be big boy pairings. Higher stakes, big names, many people round after round fighting for their lives. And this is a perfect example of that. This is a round 4 pairing, still only in the midway of the tournament, and one of these extremely well-known players is going to be out. Neither of them really need much introduction. You guys should know. There's 2 champions here, 2 expensive SPLers here. SoulWind and Tamahome are 2 of the biggest names on Smogon, and these are the kind of clashes we're just going to start seeing for the rest of this tournament. It's unfortunate that one of these huge Pokemoners is going to be out of here, but that's the nature of the beast. One of them will be sent home in this lower bracket matchup. Let's find out. SoulWind bottom side, Tama top side, T-Tire standard lead, Swampert not so standard, but deters the T-Tire nevertheless. Hydro Pump whiffs into Coon, can't imagine it would do too much, but hey, any chip damage is good. He does waste some PP, of course, with it having the pressure ability. Surf is going to crit Blissey, which almost certainly doesn't matter, but again, just the little things can add up depending on the circumstances. We see that it's a bulky Coon looking at 404 HP thanks to the S-Toss there doing 24%. Toxic coming down at this point, but with the Coon being that bulky and not having subbed up already, I would say it is basically guaranteed that it's a Rescoon of some kind. Goes for the Surf, anticipating the switch in. Maybe something like a Skarm was going to come in as a phaser, and he wanted to hit that. But he goes for the Magneton switch on the Cloyster. I was going to say, what is preventing, after the lair, Tama from just going back to Blissey? And the answer is nothing, so I don't know if the Magneton's going to get a ton done here. Tama does not go for the Toxic, which would have been a great prediction there, but he obviously didn't know that an unrevealed doll was going to come in. That's a mistake there for SoulWind, though. He over-predicts, thinks Gengar is going to come in, goes immediate Psychic as opposed to Rapid Spin. And now here's the Gengar switch. Can he do it again? That's some nice plays by SoulWind. The first one was sniffing it out even though it hadn't been revealed, but the second one demonstrated his fortitude to do it again. A lot of players would have deviated there and said, alright, I did my guard check, I'm going to spin. But he goes for the second Psychic, and he's rewarded by really hitting the Gar. Unfortunately, he doesn't get this prediction right. T-Bolt blanking. And there's some balls for Tama, switching up to Moltres into something that just used a stab Thunderbolt. But he's right. Had he come in on HP Grass there or Protect, he can get the Moltres in. But man, he's lucky Moltres didn't get hit there by another Thunderbolt, a Toxic, a T-Wave. It really takes some balls to make that play, but he made it. So now SoulWind has showed he also has a Blissey. That's going to neutralize the Moltres basically indefinitely. That's a bad roar for Tama. Right play, wrong result. Claydol now threatening to get itself that wish. And Tama's going to go straight Fire Blast, and it's going to be completely negated as the wish lands on the T-Tar for SoulWind. The lead Swampert returns. There's Crunch, no Specs drop. Still don't know if he has HP Grass. But SoulWind going to go to Coon again. Hydro Pump, which missed the first time, we now see would have done about 18%. He's already down to just 4 of those thanks to the pressure ability, and the obvious rest is going to come down here. Nothing Tama could do to prevent that. Earthquake not exciting. Seems like a pretty defensive pert that just happens to have Hydro Pump over Surf, but I think we're just looking at standard Hydro Pump, EQ, Ice Beam, Protect. And he has shown only Hydro Pump and Earthquake up to this point, but I think that's what we're dealing with, and Coon is just shrugging off these Earthquakes, does not care. Here's the Wake, and right back to sleep as the Cloyster reappears. That one lair that he established earlier never did get removed by SoulWind, so here's lair number 2. More sleeping. We getting greedy? We going layer number 3, or we going to blow up? Back to Bliss. I like that play from Tama. Nice middle ground. Very unlikely that T-Tar switches in there for SoulWind. And this is going to guarantee a valuable soft-boiled for Tama. But SoulWind counters that correctly and takes the opportunity on the soft-boiled to get Doll in. 50-50. And SoulWind is the one who's right. He rapid spins into the Bliss as opposed to into the Gar. And those spikes are gone. Bliss on Bliss. Gar comes in at this point. Both of these players taking calculated risks. I really love the chess match that we're watching. And we have Gengar. Can't hold it any longer. Blowing in the nurse's face. Oh, Blissy. It feels just so good. Oh. Gengar letting loose on the nurse. Probably a good trade for Tama in that position, though the Cloyster now does not have a lot of value. It should blow up here for lack of anything better to do. And there is the boom. Not killing the Magneton, but doing a hell of a lot. So that leaves us in a 4-5 situation. Magneton clinging to the jaws of life. We saw that it does have lefties, which is relatively common when it is paired with Magneton. And here comes the Salamence switch. Taking Fire Blast on the way in. This Moltres may or may not even have Will-O-Wisp. We saw Roar. It could be last move Wow for sure. But it's either Wow or Protect, most likely. And a great Earthquake prediction from SoulWind. Like I said, I love the chess match that we're watching. I love the calculated risks that these guys have been taking. That looks like a CB Mence. So the Will-O-Wisp was a real threat there if Tama had it. Good prediction again. HP Grass catching Tar. Mence reappears. Fire Blast would kill it. But Tama not able to pull the trigger. Doesn't get that prediction right. And now has to dance around the Mence. Hidden Power Flying is the answer. 48% chunk on the Pert on the way in. And he's out. And there's the obligatory Ice Beam. Does almost nothing to Coon. 10% shrugs it off. There's the Surf playing aggressively and the Retaliation EQ. The Surf doing more and the Coon is faster. Now Moltres sneaks in trying to come in on a rest, but nope, eats a Surf. That's a big chunk. She's down to sub 30. Now Salamence reappears once again. And again, Tama can't pull the trigger. Fire Blast would have sniped that, but that's not what he's got. And Mence with one final attack before its death. And it's going to take the Pert down with it before succumbing to the sand. That leaves us in a 3-4 situation with SoulWind still in the lead. That's going to be yet another Nurse moment. That Nurse also getting blown up on. Claydol wants in on the action. Oh, second Blissey. It feels so good. One big porno we have in this game. And now only the Metagross is the last hope for Tama. It's the agility on rest. Needs immediate attack raises to have a chance here. Earthquake, 22%. Not even going for mash, but like really needs to. I don't know where he's going with Earthquake here. Crit wouldn't even be good enough. He needs attack raises. Earthquake again. There's the Wake and the Surf. I guess he thinks he just needs a crit here to win, and he's probably right. But it does not come, and there's the Surf kill. SoulWind hangs on. Had the crit come, Magneton obviously gets outspent and dies to Earthquake, and then T-Tar at 55%, 61 after lefties, I think is a roll. But I think there's a good chance the Metagross cleans that up as well. So he didn't play for the raises. He played instead for a crit. I don't know if mathematically that's the right play. You have to consider that Meteor Mash is not 100% accurate either. So it gets a little dicey there. But Tama went for a crit, couldn't find it, and SoulWind hangs on just barely and takes down a close game 1 with 2 Nurse moments. What a treat. We don't get that very often. Alright, Tama 1 game from elimination at the hands of SoulWind, the black-white goat. We'll have to rattle off 2 in a row or he's going to be out of here. Here is game 2, and we'll switch the sides for continuity. SoulWind and Tama again. SoulWind on the bottom, Tama on the top. Zap for both of them becomes Zap on Tar. T-Wave landing on a non-lum Tar. He's going to be stuck with a paralysis. And Tama content to stay in, which would indicate that he's got a Dugtrio in the back. Otherwise, why would he allow this to happen? Thunderbolt again. And full para. That works. Maybe Tama can get a crit now or another full para and get a good trade here. Straight BP to Doug. And Hidden Power, right idea from SoulWind, but not strong enough. And there's the Earthquake kill. So severe damage on both Dugtrio and Zapdos, but he gets the pick off on the T-Tar. Celebi comes in at this point, scares it off. Calm Mind's going to be scary for Gar. Don't want to eat a Psychic, don't want to let him BP that. Straight Ice Punch. I thought he might even blow on him and follow up with Dugtrio. It would have worked too, but he might not have Boom. And now the Zapdos gets the +1/+1 via Baton Pass. Turns out he does have Boom, blows up on the Zapdos, and that leaves us in a 5-5. Zapdos is still boosted, and opts to Baton Pass that to Coon. Tama going aggro here. He's going to set up his DD-Tar as a response to this. And there's +1 Rock Slide, 38% to Coon, but instantly killed by the +1 crit Surf from the Coon on the other side. We now have a Coon mirror match, 5-on-4, and they're going to have equal boosts. But not for long, as SoulWind goes for another Calm Mind himself. The faster Coon seems to belong to Tamahome. But he's got an off Coon, not a roar Coon, and he goes for Hidden Power, Grass or Electric, playing aggressively here. The boost advantage by 2, favoring SoulWind. Tama doesn't like that. He's going to boost up, only to be immediately roared away. So Tama in a hole and staring down a boosted Coon here. Now he's even further in a hole. Just 3 pokes remaining. It's 5 from SoulWind. I don't think Dugtrio kills here without a crit. And it does not. It comes up well short. Coon at 9% going to survive the sand, and now it's Coon on Coon once again, and Tama is going to need a cooperative role on Hidden Power here. It will be good enough, but he's very far behind. Only 2 Pokemon are keeping him in this tournament. Coon going to eat the stab T-Bolt there, doesn't like his options, kills the Zapdos, but pays a severe 83% price on the way out. Leaves us in a 2v3. Now Rachi comes in. If this is that sub-Rachi set that has been so dominant, it has cleaned up so many games in this tour, maybe it could do it again. But it's HP Fire on the other side, so there's a definite clock here, and the Celebi seems to be faster. Hidden Power again, and a whiffed Thunder. Needed a para there to have a shot, but I think we're now done. Hidden Power cleans it up, and as long as the Celebi has Giga Drain or Psychic, we are done here. And there is the Giga, there is the knockout, and Tama is out of here. 2-0 victory for SoulWind. Doesn't even reveal his last 2. First game pretty close, this one not as close. SoulWind takes this one pretty cleanly, and he is going to stay in this tour, sporting an impressive 3-1 record, and potentially even more in the future rounds. Tamahome, one of the ADV all-time greats, a respectable 2-2 CALLOUS Invitational 5. His tour is going to be over right here. And this is just one of many big boy pairings and eliminations that we are going to be seeing from now on. The stakes are very high as of round 4, and it's only going to get more intense. Be prepared for more huge clashes like this, including in this round. In the meantime, if you've enjoyed this video, if you've enjoyed CALLOUS Invitational 5, hit that like button, leave a comment, and of course we are still accepting donations if you guys want to contribute. Certainly not obligated to do so, but very much appreciated if you do. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys watching. I will see you in the next video.